As you move forward into the new, be consciously aware of the divine presence at all times. It will help you to keep in a raised consciousness so that you can move forward without any difficulty. Bring the divine into everything you do, you say, and you think. Share your all with the divine. When you have nothing to hide, you know the true freedom of the spirit. The divine needs you free, so its wonders can unfold through you. There is a lot waiting to unfold. It has just begun. Imagine the wonders and the beauties undreamt of as yet. They are waiting to reveal themselves. It will be like stepping into a new world with new ways. Keep your vision raised. Keep the vision of transformation always before you. If you do that, you will find yourself moving into transformation very naturally, and it will become a part of you. So today the message that we have from the Divine is about prioritizing. And giving the first position, the first priority to the Divine. Inside or outside, doesn't matter. Some people will go outward and see divine in everyone. Some people will go inward and see divine in the self. Both journeys are exactly the same. When you go outward, you see divine in everything, you realize everything is divine, I am also divine. When you go inward, you realize you are divine, and therefore everything is also divine. You sit quietly, meditate and go within, or go outwardly and all out and embrace the world in totality. It is the same. When you go in, Your silence will clean the mind. When you go out, your activity will clean the mind. But the ultimate will happen only through cleaning the mind. Unless the mirror of your mind is clean, you will not see your real face. And that's why we saw yesterday that we should just embrace life in all its aspects without judging. You judging someone or you holding things against someone shows your separation. Doesn't show your union with the divine. It shows your separation from the divine. And as a yoga teacher, get into the practice of trying to look at each and everything out there, not just humans, but everything. As divine. This is the message of Hatha Yoga. The very famous Hatha Yogi, Saint Jnaneshwar, perhaps a very, very important Hatha Yogi in India, urges to everybody to be in the world by looking at everyone as God. Jethe bhuta tethe manije bhagavanta. He says that. He says, wherever you see a being, it may be dog, cat, sparrow, crow, cow, human, tree, river, forest. Try to see the divine in everything. I would add to this and I would tell you, try to see divine also in things that you don't really like. Somebody you love, somebody close to you, in the family, in a relationship. Many times people we love the most give us the most trouble or challenge. It's easy to look at a stranger and see divine in it. But when our near and dear ones challenge our lives. It's difficult to see divine in them. That's why it's very easy to go to the temple or the church and feel connected with the divine. But if you can be in the world and establish the same connection with not just the divine but each and every person around you, then you don't have to do something extra to feel the union with the divine. That's why I said twice, try to look at others as divine. Try, because that's all we can do. Try and try and try. And first trial should be trying to look at yourself as divine. Divine doesn't mean God, understand that. We are talking about divinity. What is divinity? Divinity has nothing to do with God, just like spirituality has nothing to do with religion. Religion worships God, but spirituality worships the divine. If you say God, next question is whose God or which God? God of the Hindus or God of the Christians? But if you say divine, it's the same. Nobody will say whose divine? Hindus divine or Christians divine? No, it's not possible. Divinity is generic, gods are specific. And that's why divinity is bigger than God. Remember, divinity is bigger than God. Divinity is not a sole proprietorship of God. You also have divinity within you. There are many scriptures in which they beautifully describe that when a person achieves enlightenment, even the gods come to salute them. So how do we practically achieve this? Can we just look at somebody and think of them as divine? At the state of mind that we are in right now, it's not possible. Because our relationship with the world is a trade. is a trade, business. The fundamental basis of our relationship with the world is out of give and take. The relationship with the divine cannot be a relationship of give and take. The relationship with the divine is always a relationship of giving. There is nothing to take from the divine. And this is how the spiritual path and practical path are different. Practical path, practical living is give and take, which is okay. But path of divinity is only giving. So if you are on the path of divine, then you just give, keep giving, keep giving, keep giving, keep giving. And what do you give? You give to the divine your fears. You give to the divine your desires, your limited desires. You offer to the divine your complete, total surrender and trust. You give to the divine your undoubted love and devotion. There's nothing to take from the divine. You see that? Because ultimately you will give and give and give and give and give and give and kind of chip yourself, kind of break yourself. And in that breaking, what will reveal itself is the divine in itself. That's why the yogis will always talk of detachment more than attachment. You detach yourself from what you think you are, and you know what you are. You detach yourself from what you think you are, and know what you really are. When we go back and merge into the world, let this be a constant exercise of trying to look for divine in the hardest of places, in the most difficult test of relationships, and the challenging guest of circumstances. This is the substance of Bhakti Yoga. देवाची ये द्वारी उभा क्षण भरी तेणे मुक्तिचारी साधियेला देवाची ये द्वारी उभा क्षण भरी. Means I'm standing at the door of divinity. I don't care about liberation. This is the attitude with which a bhakta, a devotee lives. I'm standing at the door of divinity. I don't care anymore for liberation. I can sit at this door. This itself is liberation for me. For a devotee, for a bhakta, full enlightenment is not really a pursuit. Sometimes a bhakta will run away from full enlightenment. Why? Because a joy of divinity, joy of a bhakta, a devotee, is in the whole romance with the divine. Like in some times, you like to chase some man or some woman. You like some man and you like the chase, the pursuit. You SMS him, you call him, you ask him out on a date. He says no. You try this way, that way, this way, that way. Finally he says yes. Then you are scared. You go, you meet. You say something you should. You say something you shouldn't. Oops, what did I do? Did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? That whole adventure becomes fun. And one day he says, let's get married. You are happy, but oh no, now the whole adventure is over. Now who will I go on date for? That anticipation. Will he say yes to me? Will he be mine? Trying to impress him. Trying to flirt with him. Did he get my flirtations? Is he romantic enough? The whole 24 hours you're thinking of him. What will I do next to have him? How can I get his attention? One day he says, will you marry me? And you said, okay, but many people say no. Before we got married, the romance was amazing. But after we got married, there was no romance. Bhaktas, devotees love to live in this romance. They love their romance. So sometimes bhaktas run away from full enlightenment. They say, no. Because they are happy crying for the Lord, singing His name, playing some games. The whole act of bhakti is liberation itself. There's a beautiful scripture called Narada Bhakti Sutra, and in the Narada Bhakti Sutra, Narada says, the whole act of bhakti is liberation itself. There's no liberation as such that you reach in bhakti. In other paths, people go towards divinity. In Bhakti Yoga, divine comes to you. It's opposite. And this is exactly what we are trying to cultivate in our day-to-day life. To see divinity in what is around us. Because God is not separate from here and now. God is not out there. If you cannot see divinity in here, then forget. God will not be out there as well. Simple. It's like the story of that little fish who once heard that there's a big ocean out there. And he spent his whole life looking for that ocean, forgetting the fact that he himself was a part of the ocean. You know the story? The little fish has heard there's a big ocean out there somewhere. And the whole life, the fish is looking for the ocean, looking for the ocean, looking for the ocean. Where is the ocean? Where is that big ocean people talk about? It's all fantasy, it doesn't really exist. And one day he's tired and weary, and he meets an old fish sitting on a coral and meditating. He says to that fish, I'm fed up. It was my pursuit to reach this ocean that they talk about. I have roamed around all the seas, but have not yet found that ocean. Where is the ocean? And this old fish starts laughing and says, have you not realized it? That you are in the ocean? There's no way to go. And I'm not saying this out of some bookish, this says. No, it's true. And then nothing will disturb you. If you have to wait for the bus next to a garbage dump, and it's smelly, reeking, still okay. It's okay. So 2 techniques. The word divine, if it's creating issues in your head, replace the word divine as potential. Pure potential. Divine means pure potential. And when you see somebody who is giving you a hard time, ask yourself, is he pure potential? And if you are all honest with yourself, the answer will be yes, he is pure potential. But he doesn't know it yet. Just like me. That's why the fight. That's why the conflict. I'll give you a small assignment. Tomorrow, go and walk on the lawn and look around and ask yourself, is there a thing around me that has no potential? That has no pure potential? And if you find something that has no potential, just bring it to me. I would like to see it. I have not found such a thing yet. And I have looked everywhere. Everything around you and in you has potential. The mind behind that potential creates the purity. And that is how we see divine in everything. So if your brother, your sister, your boyfriend, your husband is giving you a hard time, just look at them and remind yourself that, hey, he is also pure potential. But he is wrapped up in his own drama. The moment you realize this, every time they challenge you, a beautiful thing will happen. A wave of compassion will come in your heart, and you will just forgive them. And you will do what you have to. If you want, you will be stern. If you want, you will take a step back. If you want, you will be angry, or whatever it may require you to do. But nothing from the heart, only from the head. Because when you realize that opposite person who is blaming you, who is shouting at you, is also divine, but just has no clue. What else will you do but be compassionate and forgive? Try to look at everybody in this way. It's difficult because in that moment, our attitude of blaming, our attitude of shouting, our attitude of anger, our attitude of resentment is stronger than this new technique of looking at the other as divine. So of course, the limited ways will hijack this exercise. Don't let that happen. That's why this is also an awareness exercise. And the second technique, always walk with love in your heart. Always walk with love in your heart. I don't care what is in your mind, but walk with love in your heart and nothing else. When I say walk with love in your heart, what do I mean? I mean keep that ground of love in your heart. That's it. Mind may say do whatever it is required to do practically. But everything should bounce off from this stable attitude and understanding of love. This itself means no more fear. Walking with love in your heart means no chance of living in fear. And I'm telling you, next 28 days, experiment with this. It will be beautiful. It's magic. And really magic. And I have no other word from this apart from the word magic. Magic happens around you. So much magic happens around in my life that now I don't even feel excited about it. Earlier it was like, wow, you know what happened? Wow! Every time I would tell my sister. Now it's like, it's really magic. That's the only word, magic. And it's across board. Animals will come to you, say it, go. Things will happen. Things that you don't want to happen will not happen. People will come to you at the right place, right time. Incidents will happen to you exactly the way you want. It's like there's no more effort in your life anymore. Sometimes it gets bland, it's just boring, there's no adventure. Everything goes smoothly. No matter how difficult your circumstances, you just have to tell yourself, okay, difficult circumstance, deal with it. Divine, take over. That's why you have your names, spiritual names. It's like 1 foot. Keep your 1 foot on your spiritual name. And when need be, keep that other foot also on the spiritual name and base yourself out of that name. Tritsa is Purna, right? Purna means the one who is always complete. She's completeness in itself. That is the divine quality in her. So every time self-doubt takes over, she feels incomplete, she just has to tell herself, I am Purna. I am always full, never incomplete. So why is this self-doubt coming up? Purna, take over. When she opens her eyes, all the self-doubt, fear, deprivation that she has in her head goes away. You can choose what you want to be. At Twyla at home is a partner, but when Twyla goes to work, she is a therapist. So she chooses, to move from one role to another. If she comes home as a therapist, or if she goes to work as a partner, a lot of mess will happen. So in any given circumstance, if life goes a little difficult, choose, now I want to base my life out of Purna. Okay, now I want to come back and live my life as Patricia. Choose. And time will come when living life after Purna will be so meaningful that Patricia will just become your passport. It will be only on the passport and credit card and things like that, which are your social identity. But you will live your life out of your spiritual being. And you will feel also that. You will identify with that too. Somebody tomorrow calls you Patricia, you will be like, will not even look. You say, hey Patricia, you're Patricia, right? Huh? Ah, yes. Walk with love in the heart, which has a very, very strong, immense meaning. It gives you such empowerment. It will give you joy. It will give you happiness in every moment of life, whatever it is. Meeting fellow beings, and when I say fellow beings, not just humans, animals, dog is coming. You sit with dog, you talk to dog, human comes, you talk to human, cow, crow. This morning I had left my door open. 2 birds came in, big one, looking for something. We were talking for a few minutes, they went. Another came when he heard we were talking, me and one. So this partner also came. They know, the birds will not. If you live in fear, then birds will not, or animals will not come near you. If they come near you, they will only come to you thinking of you as a danger, to defend themselves or to attack. But if you're walking with love, they will come, they will play. They can sense. People also. So don't wait for going somewhere. A lot of energy is wasted nowadays in neo-spiritual liberalism to look for realization out there. Self-enlightenment is out there somewhere. It's not out there. What is there out there is only experience givers. That's it. What is out there is only experience givers, not even the experience. Because experience is ultimately also inward. You see that? What is there out there is only stimulus. Do not waste much time in chasing stimuluses. Do not waste your time in engaging in experience givers. It's like shopping therapy, retail therapy. You go, you buy things that you don't really want, You get them home, you feel nice, I spent $200 buying these things, and you never use them. And then after 5 years, you're cleaning your shelf and say, this purse, I bought this purse 5 years ago. Oh, I never used it. Now it's so out of style, you give it to somebody or you throw it away. Do not waste your time. Choose your time. And invest your time in experiences that are fruitful, experiences that are meaningful, and experiences that will guide you or aid you towards your heart. Choose. If you behave like a hungry man in a 5-star hotel buffet, you will only suffer from indigestion the next day or diarrhea the next day. That's not what we want to let go. So remember, when you get back home, try to look for it. It's difficult. It's one of the most difficult things. It's easy to do 2 hours of asana every day, but it's harder to look for divinity in everybody, especially the near and dear ones in our life who keep challenging us. You will lose faith in the divine looking at such people. You will say that, what did Prasad say? What is this in front of me? How can this person be divine? Impossible. You will lose faith in divine. Don't let that happen. It's a guarantee that there is divine there behind. Somewhere in the layer, there's this 2 grams of divine there. 100 kilo being, there is 2 grams of divine, but that's enough. So remember, outwardly look at everybody as divine. If you have issues with the word divine, look at everybody as potential. And inwardly do your responsibility of holding love in your heart, no matter what. And then path of yoga will be, you will not have to do yoga. You will live yoga. You will not have to do yoga. Then the whole day is yoga then. Then, I missed my sadhana yesterday. Oh no, I'm such a bad yoga teacher. This will not happen. So it happens to many people. I missed my sadhana last 2 days. I'm such a bad yoga teacher. How can I be an inspiration? How can I even teach people when I myself don't do my sadhana? All this drama will not happen. I did not do my sadhana today. Okay, I'll do tomorrow. But I lived in this sense of purity. Okay, outwardly, inwardly. That's it. Nothing else to do. By doing this, you will reach God faster than somebody going to the temple and sitting there and doing some chanting. This is how bhaktas behave. This is how bhaktas operate in the world. You go to temple only for respite or one-on-one time. So remember this, because again I'm saying, when we are here, it's all nice, it's all hunky-dory, it's all ideal situation. But when we go back, the world will come. And then you better have your strategies ready. That's why now you go home in your room and just write what I said. Make a list. Why? Because last 2-3 days we have to go through these lists and make strategies for ourselves. Whatever is your strategy You make the strategy for yourself. So this is practical living sadhana. Sadhana for practical living. I know you will all do your asanas, pranayam, that will happen. But what happens in the other 23 hours of the day? We need some practical tips. No, we need some ammunition to deal with the world. We need some rubber tires that will not, inflated devices, flotation devices that will not let us sink in the ocean of samsara. And this is all what we are going to discuss in this course. Just methods. So don't get overwhelmed by the methods. Because it's a buffet of methods and a spread of techniques. You choose what you can. You select what you want to use and use them. Don't get overwhelmed by a buffet, because we are all hungry. We have to eat. Just like I said the other day, if you are a devotee, if you are on the path, then no need to hide it. There is no shame. Shame and devotion, shame and love don't go. Always, never can go hand in hand. Jnaneshwar says again. If you love somebody, then it's fine. Just accept it to yourself or to tell the others. If you love somebody, if you're devoted towards somebody, and if there's a shame in you, that means the devotion is not yet sharpened. Okay? So at least from tomorrow, try to see divine in whoever you can. Of course your roommate, but also some random guests or whatever. But remember, again I'm telling you, just because you see the divine doesn't mean, okay, come walk all over me. You're not becoming somebody's doormat. In practical sense, you'll have to do what you have to do. Realizing that this person is potentially divine, but right now, in this moment, he's so taken by his limited tendencies that he's far, far away from the divine. That too should make you forgive them and generate compassion. For example, if somebody says, that thief who robbed my house is divine? Yes, he's divine. He's divine. The whole act of his, of robbing you, is hiding him from his divine. He doesn't know it yet. That's why he wants to rob you. But yes, he is divine. The layer that is closing him from divinity is so thick. But inside he is. Let him ripen up. Like the mangoes now. If you go to the market, mangoes are there, but they may not be sweet. Wait till the month of May. And then when you go to the market, the mangoes that you will have, you will never forget, at least for this season, this year. Let them ripen. So allow the bhakti, the devotion, the love in your heart to ripen through experiences, through challenges, through techniques, through methodologies that we have discussed. And the Lord will be the fruit and devotion will be sweet. Okay? Anything else to share? Please share, otherwise we'll close.